Hey, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I am Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. And guess what? I have a new background, right? Pretty cool. Change is good. It can be a little tumultuous, but it's good, right? We just make the best of it and we keep on rolling. So if you're new to this channel, thank you for joining me. I am a psychic and medium. I get my information from my guides as I'm talking to you, and that would be spirit guides, not guys, although some of them are guys, some of them are girls, who knows, right? But they are quite the character for those of you who watch this channel. So this morning, which it is morning for me, wherever you are after, noon or evening, welcome. This morning, I'm going to talk about politics. Now, I have taken a break because it's crushing for an empath to be involved in this. First of all, it's crushing for all of us, right? Where is the justice? Why aren't these people in jail? I have the same feelings, and sometimes you just need to take a break. We don't all realize what we've just been through, and we are going to need to take some breaks to heal over that, okay? But I'm going to talk about politics this morning. There's a lot going on. Of course, we're all excited about Rudy getting having his place ransacked by the feds. That's encouraging, right? But, I need to talk to you about that because it's not exactly what you think. First of all, it was, and again, I'm talking to my guides right now. I take some very simple notes, but then once I talk about a topic, my guides, spirit guides come in and basically take over. So we were just talking about Rudy Giuliani and about him being, investigated and his place being ransacked by the feds. And here's the thing that you need to know about that. This is all about timing. I think that, I think even I underestimate Biden, right? I think this guy had his butt kicked in the Obama administration, right? I think the Obama administration really, had their butts kicked, basically. They were blocked all the time. They couldn't hardly get anything through. Half the time, the Democrats weren't helpful. The Republicans were against him. Many of the things that we experienced during the Trump reign of terror were actually started during the Obama administration because these people couldn't fathom, couldn't understand, couldn't accept that a black man was president of the United States. That's where all this really picked up steam. If you look back at Lev Parnas and the different people involved, you're going to find out that a lot of this really started becoming more focused during that time. I believe that Barr and some other people, of course, the InfoWars people were churning and churning, right? I mean, Rush Limbaugh, churning and churning. But what happened was they took all that stuff and they laser focused it once Obama was president. So this is important for you to understand because this informed Biden. He saw it from the inside out. He saw the beast from the inside, right? He knew, they knew. Obama was no dummy, right? He had very skillful people surrounding him in his cabinet and in intelligence. They knew what was going on. We know this. We know that Obama had problems with Putin. We know Hillary had problems with Putin back then, right? So here we are, fast forward, we've had 4 years of basically a Putin stand-in, named the former guy, and here's where we are. Here's where we are. But during those 4 years where we had the former guy, Biden was being briefed. Obama was being briefed. Not only were they briefed through the regular channels, there were people still in the system, still in the FBI, in the CIA, in the intelligence community that were briefing them on the down low. And I'm getting chills. That means my guides are like, boom, you did it. Because I am translating a little bit what they're telling me. So Biden and Trump, all this is because Biden is playing his cards close to his chest. Okay. Merrick Garland has only been in office for 6 weeks. Okay. And 6 weeks later, here we have Rudy Giuliani being, put on notice. Yesterday, Rudy Giuliani was put on notice. That's all that was. Of course, they're not going to find anything. Well, with Rudy, you never know. That man probably took notes on the back of his cereal box and put it back in the cupboard, right? I mean, this is the kind of brain power we're dealing with here. He could have taken notes on anything and put it back up, thinking, "Oh, what did I do with those notes?" You know what I mean? This. They could find something, but it's not really going to be anything of importance. Because the truth of the matter is Biden already has all the goods. The guides have already been saying this. They've been saying this for months. Biden has all the goods. Biden has already connected all of these dots. He has the information. He has the damning information. He has the evidence. He has everything. Guess what he has to do now? Now he has to go through the normal channels, right, to make this be able to stick. Right? So he has all this on the down low. Now he has to create scenarios for him to have collected this evidence so that now he can put it forward to a court of law. Okay, so it's what you're seeing now is they're creating the pathway so that they can use this stuff they already have to actually get charges. Okay, so also they're telling me that the Rudy Giuliani thing, of course, that happened right around the time of Biden giving his presidential address. I mean, look, some of this is statesmanship, right? Some of this is just Biden telling all those people, I've got you by, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to tell the whole world that I've got you, right? So it wasn't it was basically for show. I'm going to tell you right now, that whole search was basically for show. They already have the information. So that's good. That's good for us, right? We're not looking for anything. We're simply looking for a way to make it legal. So, and that's fine by me. You know what I mean? I think these people, we have to operate in a certain new way because they are so far outside of the bounds of the legal structure that we can't catch them if we hem ourselves in completely by the legal structure. I mean, that sounds crazy. I can't believe I just said it, but it is what it is. This is what they've told me. I want to say a few more things about this. And the next thing I want to say, never mind. I'm going to say something positive and then I'm going to say something negative. So, get your coffee or whatever it is, have a seat. Here's the thing. Positive. Biden is on this. Biden is going to take down as many people as he can. He is going to go across the ocean to take people down if he can. He's going to use anything at his disposal. Anything. Diplomatic ways, statescraft, anything. Okay. So he is on this. He doesn't want to let one of these people get away with anything. Now, will a few of them get away with it? Sure, they will, because, they're slimy and it's hard to catch slime, right? It just slips through your fingers. So a few people will probably get away with some things, but so many more will not, okay? So I think you're asking who is going to get away and who's not. Well, first, and I know everybody, I just heard you guys talking about Barr, in my mind. Let's talk about Rudy. Rudy is pathetic. He's pathetic. I mean, you almost got to feel sorry for him. He's so pathetic. But he's going to, is Rudy going to do time? Yeah, he's going to do some kind of time. It's weird looking. It almost looks like an insane asylum. I mean, it doesn't look like a prison. It could be a country club. It could be the federal, one of those federal penitentiaries that look like country clubs. I mean, I don't know. And when I say a country club, I don't mean, mint juleps. And what I mean is that the walls are white. Everybody's wearing white. It just has a very clinical look to it, which is why I thought maybe it was an insane asylum. And look, pleading insanity is not a bad idea for these people. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in the general incarceration pool, even on the federal level. I don't think they do. And they just showed me a picture of Rudy. They just showed me a picture of Rudy driving a grass cutter, you know, one of the big tractors that pull the disc, the grass cutting disc. And, you know, in federal penitentiaries, the white collar prisons, this is what they do. You know what I mean? They don't go out there hard labor. You know, they drive a tractor around a field, you know? But I think that's hilarious because of his Four Seasons landscaping connections. Hey, he'll be a great groundskeeper. He'll be a great groundskeeper. Maybe they'll give him a cap, Make America Great cap to keep the sun off his face, because we wouldn't want him to get him sunburned or anything, right? Oh my God. You guys, if that happens, if we see a picture of Rudy Giuliani on a tractor mowing grass, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's winning the Super Bowl. That's the psychic Super Bowl. Okay, never mind. Moving on. I want to mention a little bit something that's kind of a little bit negative, because we need to still keep our eyes and ears open. And there's a lot of things swirling around. I mean, even though I haven't been doing political videos, and I swear to God, I've tried to be like this for politics, but I still get, you know, random things. So the thing that we need to be concerned about is that, yes, Biden is on the march. You know, Garland is on the march. And don't the Republicans, don't you think they're ruining the day that they didn't put Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court? He would have been tucked away safely, right? But now he's going after them. Now, of course, Barr would much rather not have him on the Supreme Court, and neither would Mitch McConnell, because they're all about the courts, right? But everybody else would surely like to have somebody else investigating them than Merrick Garland, because Merrick Garland is for real. He's very, he's going to make Mueller look like a Boy Scout. That's what they just said. Okay, so we'll take that. I'll take that. So, but I need to talk to you about this other thing that's happening. If you, I wish I could show you the visual, but as Biden is basically got all the goods, now he's trying to create a context for where he can put the goods out there, where he can get people charged and, you know, in prison. That's happening. But at the same time, what the guides are telling me is that Biden we're behind. The America, freaking the free world, let's call it the free world, is behind on this whole cyber attack thing. We are woefully behind, and that's going to catch up to us. So when I say cyber attack, I don't really mean exactly, well, they do mean that. They mean everything. They mean our credit cards, our identities, and also our voting machines. But not only that. Okay, never mind. Yes, that's included, but they want to add something more important. More importantly is the number they're doing on our heads, right? The psychological warfare, the QAnon, right? The psychological operations. That is from, you know, basically Russia, Iran, and China, and they're doing different kinds. They're doing different ones, but they're all, it's like as if America and some European countries are lab rats. We're lab rats. We're being experimented on, and they have free will and free reign to do this. And that's where the guides like make me want to like, woo, you know, like, hello, Susan, you need to pay attention. Okay, I'm awake. So what do we do? Well, first of all, we need to be very discerning. Each one of us is important and powerful in this. We can't say there's nothing I can do about this. We can't say that, because the truth of the matter is we have power where we stand right now. We can talk to our friends. We can talk to our coworkers. We can talk to our family. I know I didn't even mean to go here, but this is where the guides have me going. I know this is a hotbed of basically just hell, right? I mean, it's terrible. We have friends, we have families, we have husbands and wives and fathers and mothers and kids that have flipped down the QAnon hatch and are their brain, their mind, their thinking has been usurped. That's what they just told me. Their thinking has been usurped. They're not thinking clearly, rationally, or for themselves. They're being fed and they're being led. Okay. So, so those people might be, I'm sorry to say this. The guides have me say things and I'm always like, don't say that. That's not nice. Anyway, they some of these people might be a lost cause. I'm sorry. That's what they just said. But some of them are not a lost cause. And there are many more that we need to help protect, be engaged with. When I say protect, I mean be engaged with, so they don't go down the rabbit hole, right? So what they're saying is our role is to keep others from going down the rabbit hole. So that means we have to be engaged to a degree. We have to talk to these people around us just to make sure that they're not starting to slip, Because here's the thing, boy, this video is going to be long. I swear to God, I get on here, I have, 5 notes, and then the guides get a hold of me and they want to talk about all this stuff because I haven't talked about it for a long time. So they're like, going to be like, we got Susan, let's go. Jeez. Okay. I'm just going to mention this briefly. I'll probably do a whole nother video on this at some later date because this is still brewing. You have to understand when my guides give me information about politics, it's usually a month to 2 months out. Go look at my previous videos. A lot of things I said are happening now. So this is going to be not today, not tomorrow. It's going to be a little further out. Okay. But the other thing that's brewing here is that, whereas our, why does this matter? This seems like I'm going down a rabbit hole. Anyway, okay, it matters because, so I'll present it like this and it'll make more sense and I won't go down the rabbit hole. Okay, great. So here's the deal. We were talking about, not letting people that are around us go down this sort of, rabbit hole of QAnon. Okay. So you have to understand QAnon is obviously at one end of the extreme, but we have another end of the extreme, right? So you might call it the right and the left ends of the extreme. Okay. These two extremes are too extreme. Okay. And so what they're worried about is the extreme on the left, becoming, not believing in government, not trusting government. It's the whole thing with the vaccines. I'm not taking a vaccine because I don't trust the government. I'm not doing this because I don't trust the government. And look, it's true. It is true. Our government has not always, look at the former guy. We haven't always had transparency in our government. Okay. But here's the thing I need you guys to understand. We need to make sure that those people of us on the Democrats, that our people on the left don't give up and don't just check out. Because let me tell you something. Those same people that are doing the psychological ops on the QAnon on the right are also doing it on the left. Their goal is to divide us, is to create dissension, is to create unrest and civil unrest in America. That is their goal, to crush us from the inside, the Trojan horse, right? They brought in the wooden horse and it looked like just a wooden horse, and then it opens up and then here's all these soldiers that come out and attack the city. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. They're now addressing the far left people and they're trying to separate our far left people from the middle Democrats. They have targeted them. This is news to me. I did not know I was going to tell you this today. I knew that they were doing this, but I didn't know that it apparently has gone into like another level, right? So it's another level of targeting, renewed. They're saying they've renewed, because now, obviously the former guy's out of the office. So they have to double down on these tactics that they have. And that's why I'm talking about this, because Biden is not, he's behind. We're behind in this cyber attack. We're woefully behind. So even though, yes, it looks great and It feels great to go after Rudy and to go after all these other people, the Victoria Toast Tonsing, Barr, Parnas, that, they've traced it all the way back to Putin, you guys. I mean, Ukraine and then to Putin. It's clear. The New York Times made it clear. Rachel Maddow's made it clear. Everybody's made it clear. This is what it is. Now, Biden can go after Putin with sanctions and different things, and that's great. And I do think that that's going to push Putin out of the way. I do think that. I do see Putin's power waning. And honestly, Putin may even disappear in a year or so. So, but see, that's what the spirit guides are saying. That all that may feel good, but there's a bigger problem brewing over here that we need to be paying attention to. And I think Biden is paying attention to it, but I think that he's just outmatched. And the what they're showing me is that this is crazy. They're showing me the protectors of this cyber attack, let's just call it, psychological warfare, are in Congress. So he can't just go after, it's not as easy for him to go after the cyber warfare because there's people in Congress and elsewhere that are protecting this, that are blocking, okay? The spirit guides said before the former guy lost his election, they said that the former guy was going to put, and I say him, but I mean, we all know he's dumber than a doorknob, but Barr and other people were going to put, and they just said Michael Flynn, we're going to put people in positions in the administration where they can spy on the Biden administration and also block the Biden administration. Look at Louis DeJoy. That man is still wreaking havoc. Why? But he was appointed, right? And he's in there and he's got that job and he's going to keep wreaking havoc until we can maneuver, whether it's Congress or other things to get him out. Do you see? It just illustrates the point, right? They've put in these blocks, and it's interesting. I have not Googled, double checked this, but Victoria Tonsing, who has connections to Rudy, who has connections to Parnas, who has connections all the way to Putin, her son, allegedly, works for the Pentagon or the administration in some way. And I think it's the Pentagon. So you see how even though we get rid of her little tentacle is still in there, right? So this is the problem. This is why Biden can't go straight to the problem. There's a block, there's a block, there's a block, there's a block. And those blocks are either elected, so he can't get rid of them, appointed in some way that he can't get rid of them, or they're appointed and they're being investigated, and he doesn't want to give up the gig that they're being investigated, so he's letting them, basically run with the rope to hang themselves. Because if he leaves them where they are, maybe he'll get more and more damaging information. But meanwhile, that person is blocking him going after these cyber attacks. Now, they also just talked about the cyber attacks, of course, are also being aided and abetted and blocked. Aided and abetted, meaning that they're being allowed, and then blocked from being fixed by the Facebook, Twitter, social media. So it's like they're showing me, it's like picking, this is straight out of my life, picking dog hair out of like a wool coat or out of something that it sticks or it goes inside, and you can't just brush it off. You can't just do one operation and clear it out. You have to go in and pluck this one out, pluck this one out. And then, do you guys remember that video where they showed me pluck, pluck, pluck? And they're showing it to me again, where they talked about this months ago. Going to pluck this person out, going to pluck this person out. That's the kind of precision that has to happen to address this. It's very specific, surgical. And that takes time. And then it influences other investigations that might be happening against that person. So in all these ways, the guy is blocked, but he can't do much. Now, the problem is this is going to become a really big problem, I feel, around the summer and the fall, these attacks on us, because what they're doing right now, this is all breaking news to me. So, that they've kind of been quiet, right? Since January 6th, and these people started getting arrested, there haven't been so many rallies, right? You don't see so many trucks driving through Texas with flags on them. As a matter of fact, I see zero. There's one guy that has a flag on his house that I've seen in the last several months. Now, before, it was every other truck had flags, every other house had flags. Of course, I'm in red state, but that's an indication of the support and the outward support. So now that has died down. It's tamped down, right? They're feeling attacked. These Republicans and these conservative radical people are feeling attacked, but that doesn't help. That's not on the playbook for Putin. He needs them to be re-engaged. He needs more rallies. He needs more in-your-face division. This is the whole point of this, right? Remember, division. Well, right now, my gosh, jobs are on the rise. Vaccines are on the rise. Businesses have gotten millions and millions of dollars in PPP loans that, frankly, they did not have to pay back. They were given that money for free. I know people who got their loans completely forgiven. You can look up in your own little town, PPP loan in my town. They'll tell you exactly who got them and how much. But anyway, so a huge infusion of cash came into our communities. Honestly, it was probably a good thing overall. I don't know about the forgiveness part, but okay. So even though, and the stock market's up, and the stock market's going to climb higher, I'm going to tell you right now, it's out of control. There's no the gates, they broke the gates on the stock market, and the stock market is now going to just go through the roof. So that's good and bad. We can talk about that later. What goes up must come down. We need balance, and it's not balanced. So at some point it will have to be balanced. But right now, you're going to be doing pretty good. So despite all those things that America's like, okay, we're doing good. We're going to be able to go to baseball games and soccer games and have barbecues and go to church and go to the movies and do all these things, right? But despite all that, Putin is like, I don't like that. That sounds good. That's making Biden look good. It's making the Democrats look good. So these, I'm thinking of a word that I can say. These criminals are against this, right? So they're going to up the pressure on these chat rooms, on Parler, on all these places, and get these people re-engaged, reignited, and back to protesting and running their flags and doing that stuff. I have gotten several hits around July 4th. So be careful around July 4th. There's something that week that may happen. It may happen on the 4th. It may happen that week because, of course, we know to be careful on July 4th. So they may do it on the 3rd or the 7th, and they might find, I'm just hearing, they might find some arcane, weird event, historical event, that, a big war we won against, the Mexican Revolution or the revolutionary or whatever group they want to pick that we won against, whatever war that was, that they'll pick that date, and they may use that date as a rallying cry. Look, if they're going to use the Civil War, number one, and number two, if they're going to use the South, and they're going to rally around a battle that the South won in the Civil War. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But we know they're disgusting. Okay, so anyway, I am done with this mind dump. This was the guides basically trying to get as much out as they could for you. I do want to say one more thing. I want to talk about Caitlyn Jenner running for governor of California. And I also want to say that I have a nephew who is trans. So I am for trans. I support LGBTQ, all that whole community. I support that 100%. Have no problems with Caitlyn Jenner being trans. I have no problems with Caitlyn Jenner, doing whatever Caitlyn Jenner wants to do. But I do have a problem with her running for governor. And all I want to tell you with that is that it's so interesting, right? Your spirit guides in the universe, quote unquote, the universe, right? The big computer in the sky. They like things like this. They like dichotomies. They like to test us with things. Okay, well, the liberals going to get, again, it's also meant to divide the liberals, right? So, the far left is like, well, you can't say anything bad about him. And then the middle is going to say, well, I can, because I'm talking about his record. I'm talking about her record. I'm talking about her, her beliefs, her values. It's dichotomies. They love that. So, but I don't think she's going to be, okay, I got to retract that. I have to retract that. I think that there is a chance. It might be a snowball's chance in Hades, but it is a chance that she could get governor or lieutenant governor. She's not running for lieutenant governor. There's a snowball's chance in Hades. There's a lot of time between now and then. And you have to understand that the soul of the Republican Party is literally being fought for right now. Okay. I've said it 100 times. The spirit guides have said it 100 times. Liz Cheney wants to be the mouthpiece, the running person, the president, all of the above of the Republican Party. Of course, she's got lots of competition, but she is really trying to track in the middle, right? She came out against Trump. She's really trying to track in the middle. So why that matters for Caitlyn Jenner is that who has control of the Republican Party is where the money's going to go, where the support's going to go, right? If the Qs have control of the Republican Party, it's going to go different. If Liz Cheney has control of the Republican Party, it's going to go in a different way. I don't think Caitlyn Jenner is going to win, but I do think that we're going to see some big upheavals. And I'm going to end this by saying it's full circle. It's just full circle. It goes back to dividing the Democrats, dividing the country. This is where we can fail. I hope you're still watching this video because you need to hear that message. We have to stay together. We, as a party, as a Democratic Party, we have a lot of tents in the Democratic Party, a lot of factors, a lot of divisions. And we all came together for Biden, despite the fact that obviously, we have the Hillarys, we have the Bernies, we have the whatever and the whatever, but we can't let that separate us. Again, this is the message coming back around again. If Caitlyn Jenner is to win in California, it's because they did a good job, psychological warfare operations of dividing the Democratic Party. That's how she's going to win. That's the snowball's chance in Hades. Don't let it happen. Let's allow all of us to have different opinions, for sure. But when we get a nomination on the ballot, work like hell to get them elected. If the person does something wrong, work like hell to get them out. But let's let our different opinions coalesce when we do have somebody on the ballot. We have to vote. We cannot sit this out. You guys, Biden is not the end. Biden is not going to win this game. We need another president to continue Biden's work. We could just as easily go back to somebody like the former guy because they're working on us. They are dividing us. They're dividing us. Okay? So that's the message here is be kind to each other. Be kind to each other online. Let's not judge each other. You know, let's think twice before we send that comment, because listen, they're infiltrating us. They're infiltrating us. You guys know, you're watching me on the screen right now. I know that most all of you know someone in the metaphysical community that has been cued, that has gone down the rabbit hole. I know many people and many famous people that have gone down the Q rabbit hole. So it's a threat. So let's try and let's try and do this together. Let's try and support each other. Allow us all to be different, but when everybody votes, whoever we come up with, y'all, we have to work hard. We have to work hard and keep tabs on your friends. Keep tabs on your family members. You don't know how close they can be to flipping over. Okay? Let's stop it before they get there. You know what I mean? Heck, keep tabs on everybody anyway. I mean, the money is flowing to some people, but it's not flowing to other people. So we need to just all be community-minded, help each other. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I really appreciate it. Sorry for how long this video is. It's good to see you guys again. You guys are amazing. I do offer psychic and mediumship readings, and I'm adding a new reading. I think it's going to be called the Sorting Hat, the Harry Potter Sorting Hat. If you have abilities and you don't know what they are, or you don't know which one is for you, maybe you've taken a lot of classes and you've just not ever really been able to actualize anything. You've never been able to really start doing this. I'm your girl. And my guides are your coaches. So book an appointment for that. Any appointment you book, if you book a spirit guide reading or a psychic reading, we can do that for you. I can help you figure out which one of these gifts is the best gift for you, and I can help you put it into action. I know some of you are watching that I have helped do that. Please leave a comment if it's been helpful for you. It might be helpful for other people. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Trying to grow our community here. And if you don't subscribe, you won't know when I get to deploy this. It's coming. This thing jumped off the shelf last week. It literally flew through the air behind me during a reading. So subscribe so that you can know when I'm going to deploy the confetti cannon, when Mitch McConnell goes bye-bye, the former guy goes bye-bye, something really good happens. Okay. So blessings to you all. Again, thank you so much for watching. Everybody take care. I'll see you soon.